English with Deck. Dun, dun, dun. What's up? How's it going? Hope everyone's enjoying their morning coffee, having a nice afternoon cup of tea, taking in that fruit tea or that chamomile tea just before you go to bed. Whichever time it is, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, take a second and let's listen to Deck English. English with Deck. Dun dun dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hey. You know, um, just wanted to share a little bit about an upcoming project which is going to be happening within English with Deck, the podcasts. Now, as I have mentioned before, Deck English is like the company, the brand name, and then the podcasts will always be English with Deck, blah blah blah. So English with Deck, something. Any other projects will have a different name, but podcasts will predominantly be English with Deck. And I did mention several times, I've got some ideas for the future projects coming, and then over the past few weeks, and months even, ideas have gone from my brain into paper or into document if it's digital. And those ideas have actually started to become reality. And that's a brilliant feeling, as I'm sure you can agree. And, well, let me get to the reason I decided to announce now. Why I decided to announce this project today. Now, the other day I was chatting with a neighborhood friend, a family friend. Yeah, they're family friend. They live in the same neighborhood. Neighborhood friend, family friend, family friend. We'll say family friend. Neighborhood friend, a friend, neighborhood friend. A friend of the family, a friend of the neighborhood. A friend. Let's just go friend. No, neighborhood friend. Yes, we'll stick with that. A friend who lives in our neighborhood, and yeah, so they're a neighborhood friend. Anyway, I was chatting with a neighborhood friend, and she told me her daughter had gone to take an English exam, and I obviously congratulated her, wished her well and stuff, and then she mentioned about how her daughter was studying and stuff, and I gave some tips and whatnot, blah blah blah. Long story short, um, it really pushed the motivation for one of the projects which had been sort of ongoing, but on a little bit stalled. It had not had the full momentum until that point, and then I thought, right, this is a sign. It's the motivation I needed just to really push this out there. And then said that neighborhood friend we had another conversation with said neighborhood friend again the other day, and we got the great news that her daughter had passed this exam. And I was like, right, it's happening. We need to do it today. We need to do it ASAP. And then I realized I can't actually release it ASAP. I need to sort of get some more contents together so it's not all one by one. And I'll get to the reason for that in a second. Basically, I am going to be releasing. Now, essentially, it's a beginner's podcast, but I don't want it to be thought of as a beginner's podcast. Because, beginner is actually a very broad term. A beginner can be someone who is literally learning ABC. A beginner can also be someone who can go to the shop, but apart from getting what they know and want, they can't do much more than that. A beginner can also be someone who can sort of communicate pretty well in a very basic conversation or a very standard conversation. So the beginner is a broad term, but basically, I am going to be releasing fairly soon English with Deck. Um, let's get it done podcast. Now, the name I am not releasing the name quite yet. Need to finalize a few things first. But yes. Now, the reason hearing the news about our neighborhood friend's daughter passing her exam motivated me to actually announce this is because I'm pretty sure that if they listen to this podcast, they would have very little issues. But, English is for everyone, and it doesn't have to be just for the intermediate level people, the advanced level people. It should have people who are just starting out in English should also have the accessibility to English and should have the chance to learn English. And that is why hearing my neighborhood friends' daughter's great news motivated me to release this. Now, the reason I am aiming to batch release the first several episodes is because of doing this project as well as a few others. Time is very precious these days. Meaning, I don't want to leave everyone high and dry. Release one episode. And then it's a week, and then one, and then a week, and then one, and then a week. No. I want to do a little better than that. So batch release, and then I can release a couple of weeks, and less sporadically. Just to keep the momentum going. So a big thank you to my friend for the motivation. And if they are listening to this episode, big thank you for that motivation. So yeah, very soon there will be another series with English with Deck. But anyway, guys, announcement finished. So I hope that you have enjoyed today and got some new words, some new phrases. And if not, feel free to just listen one more time. Who knows what you'll hear on the rewatch. But for now, I hope you're having a great morning, a wonderful afternoon, and a stupendous evening. All right. See you in the next one. Bye now.